Hey guys, SK here, back with another Clash Royale video. Hope you guys are all doing well. Today we are back with the Royal Tournament in Clash Royale. It has been a few days since it's been out, and so I'm going to be continuing my grind with it. I'm currently at 10 wins. I did make a video a couple days back showcasing 5 of some of the best decks for this tournament, in my opinion, based on Royal API use and win rates as well. Those 5 decks are over here, as you can see, and the video did pretty well. Glad it was pretty well received by you guys. Always nice to do a variety video where I play a bunch of different decks as well. Unfortunately, I did take one loss in the process against something that I hard countered, so that was definitely on me. But still, you know, only having one loss isn't that bad, although I'd much rather not lose below like 15 wins. But I think it should be fine. Today we're going to be continuing, and we're going to be playing 3.0 Xbow cycle exclusively, because you guys know I'm mainly an Xbow player. And I guess just before we get into it, it's going to be a pretty hard meta for Xbow cycle. I'm really hoping we get some love in the upcoming balance changes, just because it's been really tricky, you know, with Gold Knight running rampant everywhere. With Xbow itself just being pretty weak, like Tesla, after it was nerfed many times, I feel like it's in a pretty bad spot right now. Same can be said for Knight. I guess it just kind of gets outshined by Valkyrie, even by Mighty Miner in some instances, and Archers are just pretty bad, again, because of Golden Knight, although they're really good in some cases, but just any Golden Knight deck, they're pretty hard to use well. But, you know, 3.0 Xbow cycle, the classic deck, hopefully we can make it work. I saw one comment talking about how 3.0 Xbow cycle, you know, referring to it as just the classic deck and kind of refusing to move on from it might not be the best. And while I do agree that there are better Xbow decks in the meta right now, and I have showcased them, and I probably will switch to it if I keep losing with this deck in the global tournament, I still think that this is definitely my favorite deck in the game, and I know a lot of you guys play it as well. Maybe you only have the levels for this deck on ladder, very easy to upgrade, or maybe you just want to stay true to the deck like myself. So yeah, I guess I'm not really sure where I was going with that, but I think you can still have success with the deck if you play real well. It's just a really hard meta for the deck again, and just hard for Xbow overall. It's been really tricky. But I'm going to be playing with Ice Spirit, and let's get right into the battles. Don't want to keep too long of an intro, as we find our first match against Pimp Flacco. And I am going to be playing with Ice Spirit today. Electro Spirit is another option, and I actually think it's better as a card. I just like Ice Spirit personally. I'm going to cycle a log, and he's going to have Hogs. So I'm going to go Xbow and then Skeletons. Looking like it's going to be 2.6, since he does have an Ice Spirit in here as well. And never mind, he has a P.E.K.K.A. So, okay, I have to expect the unexpected. Although he does have Ice Spirit with P.E.K.K.A, I don't think I can say I've ever really seen that combination. And Cannon does take out my Xbow, although that was a little bit weird of a cannon, I would say, because I don't think it was necessary. But really bad poison as well, in my opinion. Like, that was a really big overcommitment. And so I might actually try and punish him right here. Yeah, I'm one card away from my Xbow now, especially if he does respond to that. I'm going to go Knight and then Xbow, just because that poison was a huge overcommitment. I think I can definitely afford to go in. Knight is kind of... I don't always recommend making these plays. It goes for a low E was not really the play he was looking for. We should see a Hog Rider come down. If he goes for a P.E.K.K.A in front, I'll be a bit more worried. But yeah, there's the Hog. So we're going to log it back after it gets a hit. And okay, not the perfect log timing, but still really nice timing overall. Or not nice timing, I don't know why I said that. But still a really nice connection overall, and we are in the huge damage lead. And again, this is why I love this deck. I mean, even though it's hard to play against the meta at least, no matter who you're playing, you can really take advantage of just being a better player. And I mean, I guess you can apply that to any deck, so it's not like it's special. Also looks like he's going to be down Elixir, so I'm going to go in again. He's going to have P.E.K.K.A and cycle this time, because cycle's a ghost in the back. Yeah, there's the P.E.K.K.A. We're going to let this one die. And this is not the best, because I do have to use a Tesla. I guess I'll go for a Tesla in the middle, just because I know he has Hog Rider in here. I don't really want to use... and I'm actually going to go Skeletons, I guess. Might as well commit to this Xbow. Why not? Yeah, just kind of forced some stuff out. The only thing now, again, like I said, using the Tesla early on means that I don't have it, but I'm actually going to go Ice Spirit to cycle back to my Xbow. I think a good play for him right there would have been to go for a Hog to stop the Ice Spirit, and I also didn't have Tesla in cycle, so that's why I think it would have been a good Hog. But goes for Prediction Cannon and then Hog Rider. That looked pretty weird, but he's spamming with his entire Elixir bar right now, so I'm definitely going to go in. Yeah, he just went with a Poison. He's going to be at like 0 Elixir, and actually not the best Knight on my end. I'm going to Skeletons to predict an E-Wiz, and I have Archers hovered as well. Gonna go Archers as well, and looks like we did manage to catch the cannon, thankfully. Gonna predict an E-Wiz now, I guess, because there's no real reason not to, and yeah, he gave up. Let's try and get as many crowns as we can, get a second Expo down, because, okay, never mind, he pretended to give up, but looks like he didn't actually give up. Kind of sucks, actually, but I am going to log this back, because I would, again, still like to get 2 towers if I can. Yeah, definitely not going to happen, but that's going to be GG. Pretty interesting, weird first match against what looks to be a kind of mid-ladder hog deck, but again, like I was saying in the game, Expo Cycle, as an archetype overall, especially 3.0 Xbow Cycle though, because I feel like Fireball is just the most versatile, has the ability to punish pretty much anyone in any matchup. Even though it can be kind of hard, this Fast Cycle Hog deck was interesting, but I feel like we played it pretty well. You know, recognized his Elixir when he committed a ton at the start and just went in, punished him, and got a pretty easy match. So looks like we are still not in the clear. We are still facing some of these mid-ladder type decks. Even past 10 wins, I thought that would kind of, in my mind at least, that range only goes up to about 10 wins, but I guess it could go even much higher. But I'm going to split archers here. Kind of unfortunate that I used my log into his gang, because it could be like a Logbait deck. I'm going to fireball the Firecracker, which is a bit of a commitment, honestly, because I cycled the log as well. I'm going to be down a bit of Elixir, but I'm not sure what he has, because Goblin Gang and Firecracker, I mean, honestly, Goblin Gang is just a card that's never used anymore. Firecracker is also, I don't know what this combination is. I guess it's going to be another weird deck, and I guess, okay, I was meaning to talk about this. Whenever I play, like, early in global tournaments or in classic challenges, I do like bringing up this point, but Expo Cycle is also a great deck because you have so many options against any kind of deck. So, for example, this deck right here is a very weird off-meta deck, right? But I feel like Expo, since we have such a solid defensive core, we can pretty much just win against anything, or at least have the tools to defend pretty much anything if we play well. I'm going to go Ice Spirit to support this Archer here, and I don't necessarily want to Expo. I guess I'm going to try Fireballing the Firecracker, although we might have missed. Okay, we did unfortunately miss. Let's go for a really low Knight, and okay, he goes for a Hog. Go Tesla. Not the best Tesla placement, actually, because I could have activated King off the Firecracker, but looks like nice. Okay, so that is why I played my Knight down low, because I wanted to activate off the Firecracker like that, so that's why I played it like that, and worked out really well, because as you can see, our activated King is going to be up and ready, and it'll help us out for the rest of the match. And looks like it's just going to be some kind of Hog deck. Now, I feel like he's going to have a tank in here, like a Mega Knight. I mean, Mega Knight is not uncommon in decks like these anyways. Gonna go Skeletons in the middle to pull this Bandit in, and then hopefully it doesn't dash onto the Archer. Okay, it did, but, or it was about to, but Archer still took it out, so it's fine. And at this point, we are just kind of chilling out and just chipping him down. I'm gonna Fireball the Firecracker again. Gonna go pre-Tesla, because I feel like he's gonna Hog. Yup, exactly. Skeletons to protect my Tesla against the Dark Prince, and I think we can Expo now. He just uses win condition. We just got an efficient defense. Everything looks to be in the clear, and there's the Mega Knight. I knew it. They always have like some kind of big little troop like this, but Knight should do really well against the Mega Knight. We're gonna log this back. Firecracker is gonna be really annoying though, honestly. One of the most annoying cards to deal with for this deck in general. We're just gonna set up a pre-Tesla to take out the Dark Prince, and if he goes Hog Rider right now, I do have the Tesla up. I'm just going to Expo. Inwards placement, so that is kind of hugging my Expo. Goes Mega Knight, but we will Knight to block that, and we will log the Goblin Gang. There's the Ewiz. I was going Ice Spirit to predict anything. Looks like we caught the Ewiz, though. And Bandit comes down as well. But I'm going to go Knight once again, and this should definitely be a connection on the tower. Plus, he just uses Ewiz, and I don't remember if he has a Zap or not. Okay, he does have a Zap. So I was going to say maybe he doesn't have any way to reset this off. But looks like he did. But still, Tesla, maybe not the best Tesla. I mean, I'm going in the right lane, so that's why I wanted to do that, because I knew he was going to be pretty low in Elixir. Let's go Ice Spirit and then Knight for the Mega Knight, and actually perfect timing. I thought I maybe messed it up, but I didn't. Archers will, okay, sadly, both of them don't snipe the Firecracker, so it is going to stay alive and chip us out, but we do get a nice log off on the Dark Prince. Yet another Expo connection. Gonna go with another pre-Tesla, and I'm just going with all these pre-Teslas. And it's just a really good play, honestly. Like, there's not much else to say, I guess. It's just, I can't really describe it that well. But it just kind of sets you up for a solid defense. I'm gonna go for a Knight, and then once again log, and I'm gonna predict whatever. Yeah, Firecracker. Okay, actually that was pretty bad, I guess. Because they are just gonna unfortunately get one shot by the Firecracker. Yeah, pretty good Firecracker protection with his Dark Prince, so now at this point, I feel like we can just defensive Expo. And that is something that I recommend for you guys if you're playing like a game and your general game plan isn't really working, like you're not really going in and breaking through. For example, I've been going in quite a lot, and I did break through just now. Or not just now, but earlier I broke through. But just now I've been going in quite a lot, and I did not break through at all. So, and I don't even know if he has a big spell, so I'm actually going to stack yet another defensive Xbow, just because I can, honestly. And will Knight... Okay, this feels like a bit of an awkward Knight, because I think I would want that Knight for the Mega Knights and Dark Prince push on the left, but actually Xbow's alive and will probably just spell cycle. I mean, there's only 20 seconds left. There's no way we're going to be able to break through in triple elixir, so we might as well just full defend. And I'm going to log all this back. Cycling back to another Knight for this Mega Knight. Mega Knight does get a jump, but we don't actually take any damage from the jump. It's going to be GG, and that will be a really nice win against another Mega Knight Hog. So first it was P.E.K.K.A Hog, now Mega Knight Hog. So, you know, still facing these unconventional decks. I mean, the reason I say they're unconventional is because, like, I would say I have a pretty decent knowledge of all the meta decks in the game. Also, let's open up this lightning chest. Pretty nice chest. Also, I am recording this kind of late for me at night, so it might be kind of a different vibe. I'm not sure. But still, I read that, like, at different times of the day, you kind of feel different, especially at night. There's some things, but that's a bit of a tangent. But here we have, yeah, two interesting Mega Knight, or two interesting Hog decks. This one had the Mega Knight. This one has the P.E.K.K.A. And yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about. Like, all these decks, I mean, I definitely have matchup against both these decks, but Xbow can definitely win against these, especially if you just play well. And like I was talking about in this one, like, I kept going in, wasn't breaking through. Like, I was pretty much just spamming pre-Teslas and then Xbows. And it wasn't really working out after the first one connected, so I just switched up my game plan to defensive Xbows. If there was more time in the match, I could have probably gone for an offensive Xbow after a defensive Xbow stayed alive. Like, that kind of sequence would have done really well, I would say. But there was no need to either, and so general advice if you guys are struggling with this kind of deck, because I know a lot of people do with, like, you know, they say, oh, Mega Knight Hog is really hard or whatever, especially if they don't have a big spell. Just go for defensive Xbows if you can't break through, and you can get advantage that way, I would say. But yeah, 12 wins now. I was gonna say, like, I'm considering all these decks unconventional just because I kind of have a decent understanding of the meta, I'd say. Like, I could probably list a bunch of meta decks off the top of my head. Just when I say a meta deck, it's like, I guess, a deck that's just used a lot on ladder to the point where it's pretty common. And Zappy's all in the same lane. He might be trying to bait out my Fireball, but I think I will just Fireball it anyways, just because that is value. That's kind of weird. Usually they do split Zappies, so not entirely sure. And Barb Barrel comes down. This could be Royal Hogs, Royal Recruits. I hope it isn't, because that would be a pretty tricky matchup. But we'll have to take whatever happens. Looks like it is actually going to be Royal Hogs. So now we have an issue where he goes for a cage, and I actually don't know what the best play is, whether it's Knight or Tesla, because it used to always be pre-Tesla, but Tesla was nerfed really hard. Now it only has 30 seconds lifetime, and I mean, some could argue it was overpowered before when it lasted like 35 or even 40 seconds, but I can't really see pre-Teslaing being that good, especially because it would have basically been dead by now, honestly. But this is a bit tricky because now we have this giant Golden Knight Recruits push, although we are going to be able to cycle back to another Tesla, and Knight will pull everything in. He unfortunately does have arrows, which is really annoying. I'm going to go Ice Spirit to kite all that back, and then Skeletons to kite this back on the right side, and then Tesla, and hopefully... Okay, I think I do have to go Archers, just because this would get too much damage otherwise. Yeah, because notice how even though I went Archers, he still got one hit on my right side tower, because I just know, like, interactions. I know that a Tesla doesn't really counter, and that's why Tesla's, like, not that great. I might have to log these Zappies in the right on it. I don't really want to, because I'm obviously going for a log chip in the left, but I think that would, again, just be too much damage to take. So I will just be going for that log. And for the Flying Machine, I can easily just counter it with Ice Spirit plus Skeleton, so that should be all good. Let's just do that now, wait for it to cross, and then go for a perfect timing. And if he goes Recruits in the back, I will Expo, but okay, now I think I can Tesla, because it is double. But yeah, this is Royal Recruits. Gold Knight, going to be a really hard matchup. This is actually the deck that I showed in my last video, I'm pretty sure. And I guess I'll try defensive Expos, because my cycle is a bit awkward. This is not going to be an easy defense. Going to go Knight all the way to the side for this Golden Knight, because I don't want it to dash on everything. Flying Machine, I will just Fireball, and I am going to have to log on. Okay, this is looking actually pretty bad. I'm going to Knight instead of Fireball. I think maybe I should have Fireballed, actually. Yikes. Okay, yeah, I take quite a bit of damage there. So this is getting annoying, as you can see. Like, I'm also not playing perfectly, I'd say. Recruits come down again. I think I want a defensive Expo again. I don't have a great cycle. And he's doing a pretty good play of playing all his recruits. Like the 4 split in the right, because obviously I want to log them all. I think I do still have to log, even though this isn't the lane that I want to log. And we do have to Tesla, but this is looking really rough, honestly. This is going to be a lot of damage that we're taking here. I think I actually have to just let this go. Like, I don't want to take all that damage, but I'm down too much elixir. I'm going to try going in, I think. Yeah, let's go in. He goes for split zappies, and he goes for a cage. Unfortunately, he just gets a cage down. I was hoping, like, he would maybe try going for recruits and then mess it up or something. Goes for the Golden Knight dash, though, which could potentially lead to something. And he goes for a Flying Machine in the left. This Expo just barely does not survive, but we're going to go with another one, and we're going to hover our Fireball in case he goes Royal Hogs. Okay, I actually completely forgot he had recruits. That's on me. But we're still going to commit to this, I think, because we absolutely have to break through here. There's no two ways about it. Let's go Skeletons to take, and oh my god, we do get a connection. He goes for a Barbell. We're going to go Knight to predict against Zappies, and then Archers to stop this on the right. We do still take a ton of damage in the right, so this is not the best. But we are in this match. So we're going to Skeletons to cycle back to my Fireball. And oh my god, that Golden Knight, that might have lost us. We're going to go Expo. I don't think we had a choice there, honestly, just because Tesla was gone. But this is also not looking great. Zappy just barely goes on to my Knight. That's really useful. He is unfortunately just arrow cycling me right now. Yeah, it goes Golden Knight, that's valid. I think we lost this one, guys, unfortunately. Yeah, recruits come down. We have to Fireball here. But, yeah, it's not... Obviously, I needed the Fireball for defense as well. Hopefully, Ice Spirit can freeze onto the Flying Machine, though. And then if I get a Fireball down... Okay, if we got the Fireball down, 200... It would not have been enough. I tried my best, though, honestly, guys. I really did. But that's just going to be a really hard matchup, even though I feel like it's definitely winnable since he doesn't have a big spell. It's just the Golden Knight just invalidates everything. Like you saw so many times, it dashed onto my Tesla, onto my Knight, took a bunch of damage out from everything. And honestly, I was just kind of caught in an awkward cycle as well. So I feel like I definitely could have played that better. I might have to watch that back and see exactly how, because this is a matchup I'm not super good at anyways, but that's still such a hard matchup, and that is actually one of the decks that I showed yesterday, this exact deck, and it's very strong, so definitely use it if you are having trouble with Expo, I guess, but it kind of sucks to get another loss, but I don't feel too bad because this is a really hard matchup. And again, like I was saying, meta's really hard for us. Golden Knight is pretty much everywhere, plus arrows. Like, it's just been really hard, even though they don't have the Fireball. If they didn't have Golden Knight in there, I think we would definitely have matchup, but since he unfortunately did, and we actually got like a really clutch Expo connection at the end, it was just unfortunately not enough, but I tried my best. But let's keep it going. Our goal, I forgot to actually say, but our goal is going to be 15 wins in this video. So let's keep it going. Mario DML already giving us the Skeleton Cry. And splits Wallbreakers. So I don't have the best hand for this. I think I'm just going to Ice Spirit and then hope that my Skeletons... Okay, nice. They just barely helped out on the left. That was perfect. And Firecracker comes down. So this could be Goblin Drill Wallbreakers, I guess. Again, I don't really see Firecracker very often. Okay, Flying Machine. Now I don't feel the best about fireballing that. Especially if he does have, like, Royal Recruits or something, which I feel like he could have. I'm just going to Tesla. Okay, Ram Rider. I don't know. This is, again, going to be a very weird, unconventional deck. Going to actually have to commit to this Flying Machine, though. So I will just do Skeletons into Archers. Pretty nice counter there. And we are still in the damage lead, but I think I don't want to go same lane as him. So Ram Rider, pretty interesting deck here. Princess at the Bridge, pretty annoying as well. Going to log that. And since I just went for a log, he definitely could go Wallbreakers. Yep, so I was hovering my Tesla already because I had a feeling he would do that. And we still take a blast, unfortunately. This is also kind of awkward because we need our log for many things. We need our Tesla for many. P.E.K.K.A in the back, I cannot allow him to do that, so I'm going to Xbow. This is risky though because I feel like the best play for him would be to just ignore this. I could have gone archers there to commit to that, but I think I didn't want to, just because I know I have a lot to defend here. I think that was the right play. So I'm going to let the flying machine lock on, then go archers, and notice how I also saved my skeletons just because I want to use it. And I'm going to go knight like this for the Firecracker, and then skeletons for the P.E.K.K.A. Pretty important play there. And then I'm going to log the Ram Rider to reset his charge, and then also hit the Firecracker, and then Ice Spirit. We'll take one Wallbreaker connection on the left, which is not the best, but we do get a really nice king activation. That'll be super helpful against this kind of deck. And also, we still defended fine. We are still in the damage lead as well. But I don't know what this deck is, honestly. It's a very weird off-meta deck. I hope he goes for another P.E.K.K.A on the back, though, because that would be a really nice window to go in. Okay, he's not going for anything. I'm just going to Xbow. And I don't want to Xbow on the left, just in case. Oh, did he disconnect? I think he might have disconnected, which is sad, because I wanted to play this one out. Like, I feel like I had a pretty good strategy going, and I was figuring out, you know, how to deal with everything. And then he disconnected, which is really lucky for us. We're just going to try and take the 3 crown, I guess. He could definitely come back, but we have, like, Expos on the field and everything. So even if he comes back, we should be fine. Or maybe he gave up because we activated King. I genuinely have no way to know whether he gave up or whether he disconnected. But either way, unfortunate ending for him. Let's take a look at his spells, because if he didn't have a big spell, that we definitely would have easily won that one. If he had, like, a lightning, though, might have gotten a bit dicey. And he did have arrows, which I don't think we saw, did we? Because we still should have won this, though. So again, like I was talking about in this deck, when they have like a really weird deck and you can't really break through, and they don't have a big spell, you can just defensive expo. And I definitely would have utilized defensive expos here if I wasn't able to break through. Because he doesn't have a big spell again, like I said. But pretty interesting, weird deck. We are at 13, though, 2 away from our goal. Let's try and keep it going. Found next match against SoConver. Give him the good luck. Ice Spirit at the bridge, very safe starting play. And he goes for Skeletons and then Mighty Miner. Okay, this is looking like it's going to be Mighty Miner Logbait, which is a matchup that I absolutely despise because it's going to be just really bad. I mean, I guess it could be something else. We're going to go Knight right on top of the Dark Goblin here. And we'll find out. He's probably just going to cannon this, if I had to guess. Bats, okay. Okay, so Bats... Okay, so Miner. We're going to kite these Bats opposite lane with Skeletons. I guess just split Archers. I was considering going in there because he just spent quite a lot. But I guess we'll Expo now. We have an Archer surviving from that. And I want to find out what he has. Cannon. So just going to be Miner Cycle, I guess, with the Mighty Miner. So if he has a big spell, he's going to hard counter us here. Like, if he has Poison... but because he has Log as well, and the Mighty Miner, and Cannon, going to be a very annoying matchup. But if he does not have a big spell, that'll be very good. Also, he has Bats, and unfortunately, we don't have the E-Spirit. But if we can manage to control those Bats, then we should be okay. Again, this is a really nice play that I'm doing with the Skeletons. And okay, he does go for Wallbreakers. We'll go Log like that, and then Archers to take out the Wallbreakers. I think we are going to counter-push with these Archers, because he just spent a ton of Elixir, Bats, Miner, Wallbreakers. They're all super cheap cards, but it's still a lot of Elixir spent. Cannon comes down. We're going to go Knight to block, just barely in time. Ice Spirit to reset the Mighty Miner's effect. And okay, he does unfortunately get a Log off, so that's going to be a dead push. But okay, I really hope he doesn't have like a Fireball, because this is just going to be a terrible matchup if he has a Fireball in here. But if he does really only just have the like random spammy stuff, and again we're gonna Archer's Log here. Notice I'm going for those low logs to get value on both the Miner and the Wallbreakers, but unfortunately, even though we're spending the same Elixir as him, he is getting Miner damage every time, so we're not going to be able to continue like this. I guess let's set up a pre-Tesla. This is a bit of a weird play, but I'm going to try and make it work. Okay, he goes for Bats, Mighty Miner. I think he might be trying to pop the Mighty Miner ability. I'm not sure, but Archers will deal with that very easily. We're going to Expo now, and we are going to Tesla to predict his Cannon. And he doesn't have Mighty Miner in Cycle, as he does go for the Cannon. I should probably be logging this. Okay, but I wanted to hold it for the Wallbreakers, but I don't actually need it there either, because Ice Spirit gets a really nice freeze-in. And that is the huge benefit of Ice Spirit over Electro, because Electro wouldn't have held them in place for that long. But that's going to be a huge connection to put us in the damage lead. Pop's Mighty Miner ability, not really a great play. Going to go for a low Tesla like this now, because it doesn't look like he has a big spell. And we're going to continue our pressure, because again, he doesn't have a Mighty Miner in cycle. Very easy. Okay, archers were maybe not the best. Yeah, Wallbreakers are so good against Xbow, but that's actually still going to break through, which is amazing for us. But yeah, Wallbreakers are really annoying for Xbow, which is why you basically always need log and cycle if you want to counter them efficiently. Dark Goblin gets easily countered though. Ice Spirit 2, we actually do catch the Miner there, and then I think I will commit archers, and the Tesla will deal with the Mighty Miner. So my opponent is literally just spamming right here. It's pretty funny because I feel like every Miner player who plays this deck just literally spams. Like, he's literally just spamming at this point. And then I honestly, okay, I'll talk about this after the match, I guess, but I don't think he has a big spell, so yeah, this shouldn't actually be that bad. We're going to Ice Spirit to clear up all those bats. Knight for the Miner, we do catch it, perfect. And those Wallbreakers are not going to go anywhere, so my opponent's literally just spamming us right now. But we're going to go in. He goes for a cannon, and then okay, like, the way he's predicting is just way too aggressive, I feel like. We're going to go in. He might go in opposite, but I don't think he can afford to at all, honestly, because he has this big push to deal with. But I will log on offense still. And we're going to go archers as well, just get as much DPS as possible, and that's going to be GG, as he is giving the chicken emote, but I guess I won't BM him, because I should probably win that matchup since he doesn't have a big spell. But, okay, people might hate me for this, because I know a lot of people think Miner is super high skill, or whatever, but okay, also, that's going to be our level 7 Archer's Mastery, which is amazing. I guess I'll claim this before I get into that topic, because I love archers. They're a great card. They're basically what makes 3.0 Xbow 3.0 Xbow cycle. All the better Xbow decks basically have Archer Queen, so, you know, staying true to archers is nice, so getting that star level mastery is pretty nice there. I'm pretty happy I was able to get it, finally. I have not really been playing too much, so, yeah, I have not really gotten it that have not really gotten general mastery stuff that often, but I'm really happy to get it. It's my 5th level 7 mastery, I think. Let's check. 6th. Okay, nice. So I only have Xbow and Ice Spirit left for 3.0. My mastery for the spirits is split between the Electro and Ice Spirit, just because I play both. I played Electro for a long time, but then I've always played Ice ever since the Ice Spirit buff, pretty much, because there wasn't much of a reason to use it before that. But, yeah, my Xbow should actually be really close. Xbow takes so long to get to level 7. Yeah, it's getting there, though. I'll probably get it pretty soon. But, yeah, okay, about this deck, just really quickly before I get into the final match. I feel like these decks, they are obviously high skill, right? What's the elixir cost there? Okay, this person just looks to be a cycle player in general. I can't tell the exact cycle of this deck, but I'm going to assume it's going to be like 2.1 to 2.5, somewhere in that range. All these decks, I feel like, yes, they are skill because you are playing, you know, super fast cycle, but at the same time, there comes a certain point where it's literally just spam, and it's not skillful to just go Miner Wallbreakers, log bats every time you have 10 elixir in your hand, and sometimes it felt like my opponent was doing that. And also, Cannon's really good, bats are really good, Dark Goblin's really good, so it's not like the deck has a bad defensive structure or core or anything. It's just like, it is high skill because it's like all super cheap stuff and Miner Wallbreakers, I guess, but still, I feel like some people do overrate how high skill this is, because I feel like it can definitely just be some really hardcore spam. That's just my opinion, though. I guess you guys can let me know what you think in the comments below about decks like these, but that's just how I feel personally. That's kind of how I felt for a while. But I mean, still, I guess respectable for playing this deck, but we were able to win. 14 wins. Those kind of decks are always kind of annoying for Xbow to deal with, especially because Cannon and Wallbreakers are so good against 3.0 in general. But found the next match against a Japanese player. Let's give him the good luck and see what he's going to be running. Hopefully we can just get a nice clean win for 15. Golden Knight looks like we are going to have to work for this win, though. And so this could be a lot of things. EGiant. Oh god, I hope it's not going to be EGiant. Recruits like we just faced. There's another option, and it is going to be EGiant. Nice. So the real question now is going to be, is it going to be Earthquake, or is it going to be something else? And looks like it might be something else because he doesn't Earthquake my Tesla. The Gold Knight, though, is going to be really annoying. We're going to Ice Spirit like this, because we don't want it to dash onto our tower. I think he might just mirror his EGiant, honestly. Okay, goes Bomber, so that means he does not have Mirror and Cycle, or Mirrored EGiant and Cycle, so we're actually going to go in with Xbow plus Knight to predict a Cannon. And he mirrors the Bomber, and goes for a Cannon. Okay, so, and then Gold Knight. We're going to Archers here. I think it won't dash. If it does dash, that'll be pretty sad for us. Okay, and he does get it off. Wow, that's pretty annoying, but we're gonna get a huge connection. Let's see if Bomber oh my god, Bomber does one-shot that Ice Spirit. We're gonna log this all back. We do get a huge connection, guys, which is amazing. It's not necessarily over, though, because it's honestly just not over. It's this really ridiculous EGiant deck, and he does have a super good matchup, but, I mean, hopefully we can play well and win him. Hoping that we can do our best, but if he's smart, he should just save his EGiant pretty much every time. Goes for a Bomber in the back, let's go Knight in the back, especially because once it hits double Elixir, it's going to be much harder to get these punishes off, I feel like. Single Elixir is where we can really make something happen. If I went with an Xbow to predict that Golden Knight, that would have been amazing, but that was way too risky to do, so not going to do that. We're just going to set up with a Tesla. Goes for a Prediction Cannon. I guess I'll go Skeletons. Oh my god, my screen just went gray. And I don't really have a way to stop this mid-game, so I guess we're just going to play with a gray screen. Let's Defensive Expo. Sorry guys, by the way, I'll explain this later about the screen issue, but we are playing against a hard counter with this situation, so hopefully it doesn't get too bad. Okay, he is going to go for a Lightning. We're going to Ice Spirit to freeze. I think we don't really need to go for anything on this. So I think we actually just defended that fine. We're not going to go in here because he should definitely be back to whatever he wants to go for here. And he's definitely, like I said, or not like I said, but like I had a feeling, he was predicting sort of our Expo. I think we're just going to Defensive Expo here. Gold Knight dash, that should be too far, right? There's no way that's going to dash onto the Tesla. I think not, but level 13 EGiant coming in. This is going to be a tricky defense, but let's try our best. We do have another Tesla ready, which I think I will go for. Yep, because he does go for a Lightning, so we have 2 Teslas down. Let's get a really nice log, high value log on everything, and I think we actually defended that, guys. Okay, EGiant coming in again, but we have the Defensive Expo ready. He does not have Lightning in cycle, but he could mirror his EGiant if he wants. Never mind, he just went Tornado. Let's go Skeletons, because the EGiant would probably get some chip on our tower if he didn't. And just like that, guys, we are holding out. We are defending right now. We're going to pre-Tesla Tesla before Knight, because I do want to take out the... Or rather, I do want to get back to a Tesla. Okay, and really annoying that it dashes onto the Tesla still. But I wanted to Tesla first, because I wanted to cycle back to a second one sooner. This is going to be annoying as well. The huge EGiant push once again. We are back to a Tesla this time. Let's go for it. Goes for a Cannon, actually predicting our Tesla, which is really bad. We're going to have to commit quite a lot here, and this is looking really bad now. I have to get something on this Gold Knight, but then the EGiants in the left are going crazy. Let's log them back, and we do actually survive, but he got so much damage there. I actually didn't realize how much damage he would get. Yikes. And, okay, Lightning comes down. I think a really good play for him right now would be Mirror Lightning on my... Oh my god, he does it. Okay, that's really bad. We're gonna log this, and he's predicting our Expo. We do have to go in though, honestly, so I might just Knight here. Like we have to, I'm gonna Fireball, I guess. We have to get some kind of damage here. This is gonna be a really hard defense. Hopefully he uses Gold Knight ability. Okay, he just Lightnings. We're gonna Ice Spirit like this. Gonna go Knight, and then we're gonna Spell Cycle. Wait, did he just mess up by using Lightning on nothing? I think he might have. I think he really should have hit the tower. What was he doing with that Lightning? If we can get a second Fireball down. If he gets 2 Lightnings, though, I think it might be... Oh, no, I think... Okay, we're going to Archers at the bridge. Oh, my god. Looks like we just barely... I'm going to give the good game, even though it sucks to lose like that. I mean, we had a really bad matchup, and we almost won. Also, the gray screen just makes it awkward, honestly. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to change the screen settings. Alright guys, so we are back with my screen in full color. I meant to explain basically what I have on my phone is something called bedtime mode, which is like it turns my screen grayscale, which is the black and white that you saw. and basically does a bunch of things to basically get you ready for bed. To me, it kind of acts like a reminder because it's getting pretty late. Although I never really adhere to it these days. I've been sleeping pretty late, but it's kind of just my ideal time, I guess, to wind down for bed, 11 p.m. if I can stick to it. But I usually end up going over it like I did here, and it kind of affects me if I'm like in a game or something. But I still keep it there because that's what I would like to have it as, I guess. But anyways, we are back in color. Very unfortunate loss there. I don't know what I could have done differently, because if I went in at any point, I couldn't really go in other than the first time I went in, because he has EGiant. He can just EGiant on top of my Xbow. So I don't know, honestly. Like, if anyone knows what I should have done, I would appreciate it. But this is why it's such a bad meta, right? Just these kinds of decks. And I feel like my other deck would be better against this. So if I lose again, I mean, I'm already at 3 losses, so it's kind of risky to keep playing with 3.0, but I think I still want to do it, so I'm going to. But if I lose again, go to 4 losses, and I'm still trying to make a video, like say at 17 or something, I'll probably switch to the Xbow Rocket deck with Cannon and Archer Queen, because that would stand a much better chance against this deck. You could just Rocket Cycle. But yeah, the Mirrored Lightning, the only real way to stop that is to go in with an Xbow, but he did a really smart play by just, spamming the right lane, or clogging the right lane with EGiant, with Golden Knight, so I couldn't go in either. So there's nothing I could have done there. I really tried my best. But yeah, it's just such a hard matchup, and decks like these existing are just why. Like, Xbow's unfortunately one of the victims to a deck like this. Something like Logbait or Goblin Drill would actually beat these kinds of decks, so unfortunately our archetype is suffering because of the meta. But anyways, we are still in the global tourney. Let's try and end on a lighter note and get a nice win there without worrying about going to gray. Found a match against Rafal Tout. Let's give him the good luck. Let's try and get a nice match in here, as we do see a Goblin Barrel, which means it's going to be Logbait. We do see the Dark Goblin as well, which could be a good or bad thing. Those archers weren't necessary because obviously the log clipped the Dark Goblin, but I wasn't sure if it would or not, so I just wanted to be safe. Let's see if this is going to be the Mighty Miner deck, or if it's going to be another kind of deck with the Dark Goblin in there. Mighty Miner is the more likely, yeah, with Fire Spirit. Okay, so we are getting countered once again, guys. Mighty Miner comes down, and so I believe our opponent here is going to have Rocket, and he could have a Mirror in here. I hope he doesn't. But I don't know which version I actually hope for, because Mirror is going to be annoying. Although, I guess the one good thing... Okay, he literally just rockets me. I'm going to go in now, and he can mirror his rocket. But, okay, it looks like he doesn't choose to do that, which he definitely should have. He's going to go Dark Goblin here. He has to. So I'm going to go Knight to predict that. Okay, or Mirror Cannon, I guess. Other option. But we're going to Ice Spirit, and then we're going to Skeletons in case he logs. And we're going to log the Dark Goblin as well. We need this Expo connection, and I think we won. My opponent really, okay, I don't want to insult him, but that was just a terrible play, by all means. Like, what was that rocket? He knew I was playing Expo, because what else plays archers, Tesla, log? Like, literally nothing. So, rocketing nothing is just not optimal, and he's probably going to go for a barrel here, but Tesla will deal with that just fine. Gonna go archers and Ice Spirit to counter this barrel. Perfect counter. I just barely got the Ice Spirit down. That's kind of tricky to do when the card is next up in your cycle. And then, actually, I don't even know if it was. If it was in my hand, or... I think Ice Spirit was in my hand. Or maybe I didn't have Elixir. I don't know. Anyways, I'm talking about random stuff here. But basically, the reason I did that, which worked out super well, is because I didn't want a Fireball. That would be the easy option, because I knew that he was going to mirror the barrel. And I'd much rather just Fireball on the mirrored barrel, because archers plus Ice Spirit will not deal with the mirrored barrel well whatsoever. Now, the good news is that we can just defensive Expo with absolutely zero guilt about doing it. He's going to rocket on my tower. The question is he going to mirror rocket? And I actually invite him to, because then he pretty much just loses off this next Expo. I knew it. I kind of baited out that rocket with my archers, and now I don't see any way in which he wins, because he has... or I guess he's going to get back to a... Yeah, he's already one card away from rocket. This deck cycles super fast. Although, we are going to get back to another Expo and definitely force out a rocket on offense. Mirrors his log there. Expo's still alive, though, unfortunately for him. We do get a connection on tower. Let's go in once again. And he goes for a barrel. We're going to log. He shouldn't be able to mirror his barrel. Yeah, and Expo's actually on tower. We're going to go Ice Spirit. Just, I don't know, just distract. There's no, gain out of this. or any benefit because there's no way we're going to win in time. But yeah, that's going to be a pretty nice win against a pretty strange Logbait deck there. Or no, not even. I don't know. Like I said, it's pretty late. I'm just saying random things at this point. That's a meta Logbait deck. That's not strange. But that is another ultra hard counter to our deck, just because he can rocket every Expo. He can mirror rocket on my tower if he wants, and at the end of triple elixir. He can cause a lot of issues overall, but thankfully he was not a great player with the deck, and he just rocketed nothing, so we were able to take advantage of that and just go in. By the way, the reason I committed a lot with my Expo was because I knew that was pretty much the only Expo I could have gotten to tower. The first one when he rocketed nothing, that's why I went Expo, and then I'm pretty sure I went Knight in front, or I went something in front to predict the cannon, and that was basically necessary. Or actually, I don't even know if I did or not. But anyways, that was a really nice win. That was another super hard matchup, but thankfully we were still able to win because our opponent didn't play very well. And so honestly, whoever the person who commented that about 3.0 being like pretty bad and how you should probably just adapt, you're probably right. Like, these matches are kind of a proof of how hard it is. Like, I think this one I could definitely win with the Expo Rocket deck, although I don't know if it would be easier or harder, because Cannon is obviously much better against Rail Hogs and Rail Recruits, and Archer Queen is better against arrows. But at the same time, I do have Rocket in the deck, which means Flying Machine is going to be problematic, and Gold Knight is still problematic, even if you don't have Archers, because it is a cycle deck, and it'll take out Skeletons. You have to be careful with placements, or it'll dash everywhere. The only thing Gold Knight isn't great against is usually Beatdown, because you can't just like soak it up or not really care about it. But yeah, otherwise we had some really nice wins. If I lose one more time, guys, I'm probably going to do another video on this, at least one more. I didn't really feel like doing a video yesterday, which is why this is a bit later. But we are still well over 2 days left in the tournament, so there is still a lot of time, and hopefully I'm still... hopefully it's still early enough for you guys, I guess, in the tourney with this 3.0 Xbow cycle upload. But yeah, that's going to be it. 15 wins. We were able to reach our goal. Unfortunately, incurred 2 more losses along the way, but I feel like both of them I really did try my best. This one I probably could have played better, but this one was really close, and it shouldn't be that close in a matchup like this. He really just messed up in single, and the reason I went in when he mirrored his bomber was because I had a feeling he was saving his mirrored EGiant for my Expo, but since he went bomber, he didn't have a mirrored EGiant available anymore, nor did he have EGiant in cycles. That's why I went in at that time and got a huge connection as a result of being rewarded for that. But this one was just ridiculous. He just rocketed nothing, so I'm really happy about that. But overall, yeah, I'm going to keep trying with 3.0 Xbow cycle, guys. Good luck to all of you if you are trying. It's going to be really hard. I mean, I don't think I've ever had this bad of a start in a long time, and both of them were really hard matchups, although I probably had a way to win both. Like, I think Betfist would have won both, but I'm not really Betfist, so yeah. But anyways, still able to get 15 wins with 3.0, which I'm happy about, and I'm gonna go for 20 in the next video. If I do lose one more time, I'll probably switch to the Expo Rocket deck, but chances are I will upload another video going for 20 wins, so you guys can look forward to that. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Good luck with 3.0 Xbow cycle. There are better Expo decks in the meta right now, but this is still my favorite deck, so I still want to play it and have success with it, but it's tricky. It's really tricky, as you saw with those matchups there. And also I haven't been playing as much, I guess, so I'm probably a little bit washed, but I still feel like I'm playing okay. At the same time, it was really just pretty hard matchups as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the global tournament video. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.